Hey guys, hope you're having an amazing Monday. Hopefully I'm live already. I'm broadcasting through Zoom so I can record this and have it saved for later. Jump on and we'll get started in just a second. Oh, pad of paper and pen. Make sure you're taking notes. I'll give you a minute to get a pen and paper because there will be things to write down. Okay, I can see people on. We've got lots of things to go over. Oh, let's see, lipstick. Yes, there'll be a test at the end, Misty. Okay, let's get started. Okay. Hi, I'm Marlies Ledbetter. I'm a master director and presidential founder with Green Compass. If you don't know me already, hello, hello. My background is over 20 years in sales, both in corporate America and on my own as an entrepreneur. And I have led sales teams. I have been $1 million producer, and I have done headhunting as well, which is very similar to recruiting. It's a little bit more specialized to looking for a specific type of person versus just staffing. And so I wanted to impart some of my knowledge because sales is so much a building of your network. It is so much of a relationship business. But I want to give you some tips and tricks that are going to help you be successful in sales. And since we still have a half a month left, I wanted to jump on here so that we can make sure that we do a lot of work the rest of this month so that we can hit our goals. So without further ado, let's start with general sales tips. Number one, consistency. The biggest thing that I see with people in the business of direct sales, of network marketing, of corporate sales is that they are not consistent. People will not always engage with you on your time. You have to make sure that you're meeting them on their time. So we don't know when they're going to be plugging in, whether you're doing direct reach outs, whether you're texting or emailing, or whether you're posting online specifically to sell a product or talk about a specific solution that you have. It's very, very important for you to realize that people are going to plug in at their time. So as long as you have consistency, people are going to notice that you have a regularly scheduled either broadcast or regularly scheduled posts or regularly scheduled education, whatever it may be. Consistency is key. That's why so many people create lots of followers, because they know as they're posting, as they're going forward, that they will constantly always get dedicated content that is right for them. So consistency is key. So let's talk about consistency. Number one, Facebook is free marketing. So when you post on Facebook, you are getting lots and lots and lots of viewers that you wouldn't necessarily get if you were going door to door or you were going to a networking event or anything like that. They are viewers waiting for you to give them information. So just remember that Facebook is free marketing. So you have to make sure that you are strategic in the way that you're posting. So we always do the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is specifically 80% of your posts should be educational and 20% should be specifically about sales. Now, I don't necessarily follow that rule because people expect to see me post about CBD constantly, and I'm okay with that. I don't care about coming off salesy because people already expect me, because that's my career. My career is CBD. I don't do anything else other than being a musician and a mom and a philanthropist. CBD is my life, so they expect that from me. Until you move to that point where they expect you to be posting about it all the time, make sure that 80% of it is education. You can still post your link, but make sure that you're giving them information about the farm, about the products, about the endocannabinoid system, about why cannabis works, maybe research studies. Make sure you're posting a lot about that. And that should be falling into what we call, so we have the 80-20 rule within business, right? But the 40-40-20 rule. 40% of your Facebook or social media should be personal, 40% should be business, and then we call 20% like nonsense, sharing things that are fun, supporting other people, motivational posts, things like that. So of that 40, 80% of it should be educational. Number two within consistency is tracking your activity. If you don't actually write down who you're contacting or putting it into a planner or keeping track of it, it's really, really, really difficult for you to be successful. And that's just the truth of it. You have to be able to go back and say, okay, I contacted these 4 people today, or I need to reach out to these 4 people. Make sure that you're tracking all of your information. We have this great core book, right? The Core Success Guide. And right here, you should be able to write down all of your connections. And as you go through them and as you reach out, create notes for yourself and let, so you can go back and say, oh, I did reach out to her, or reach out to him. So you don't have to go through your text messages and your email and who did I contact on Messenger and how many people posted on my Facebook page. You should be tracking all that. So even if somebody engages you on a Facebook post, write their name down and then create a specific follow-up for them directly. This just really helps you know that as you're crossing off those names in your book, it feels really, really good. It just feels so good to say, okay, I contacted that person, that's a customer now, or I crossed out this person, they are an advocate now. Or making sure that if they aren't ready, that you take the notes about what specifically you guys talked about. Maybe it's today is not the right time, or I don't have enough money, or whatever it may be. You take those notes so that when you go back to your guide every single week or every single day, depending on how much you utilize your business, you should be able to go back and be like, okay, I can get right to it, right? But instead of going through all of the messages that you have and trying to figure out what the heck we just talked about, right? Does that make sense? Definitely always making sure that you're tracking what you're doing. Okay, let me see if there's any content so far. Okay, number 3, keeping up with your drip marketing. Now, drip marketing is very, very simple. It's constant reaching out. So I have been telling everybody on my leadership team to be getting people's cell phone numbers. Cell phone is still the best way to reach people. And it's over text message. People don't answer their cell phones. They don't check their voicemails. You need to be texting them, because a lot of us have iMessage so we can see when people read it and they can follow back up. Whereas on Messenger, Facebook, Instagram, things like that, people can give you the excuse, I didn't check my messages, or I was doing something else, but people always check their phone. So be getting people's cell phone information and making sure that they have your contact information as well. I've had a lot of people say, oh, I didn't get your email because it went to spam. Tell them to be specifically looking for it. And even while they're on the phone with you, say, hey, I'm going to send you a test email right now. Make sure you got it. And then they can look through their spam and make sure that they are always getting in contact with you, especially over email if you want to send them updates or product information, or even making sure that they're getting the Green Compass updates as well. So that is a very big key. But as you drip market, you might want to text them the first time, maybe send them a message on Facebook, maybe congratulate them on a post, send them an email, but going through and not doing the same thing every time. Email, phone, Facebook post, Messenger, email, phone, Facebook, and you might have to do that 7 to 10 times before they engage with you in a business conversation. You might have to have some personal conversations, get to know the customer, but this is what we call drip marketing. We're constantly dripping to them, because every time you reach out to someone, a lot of times they're going to go back and check out your profile, right? If you send a message to someone, what's the first thing you do if you don't know them? You check out their profile. And if your profile doesn't say, hey guys, I sell CBD, they're not going to know what you're talking to them about, right? Or if you're already friends with them, they might not have noticed that you changed careers or that you're doing CBD now. So make sure it's out there, right? When people go to my website or my profile or anything I have on social media, they see cannabis, cannabis, cannabis. I work for Green Compass. I own my own cannabis company, cannabis, cannabis, right? There is no question about what I do. I don't have to say this is what I do because they probably have already checked out my profile. So if you don't have it out there that you're doing this business, please take a moment to look at my profile and some of the other leaders in Green Compass to see how you can make sure that you're putting yourself out there in the right light. Number, what is this, 4 of consistency is posting about your business 3 times a week. If you're doing anything and you don't do much on social media, make sure you at least post something 3 times a week about cannabis, whether it's about Green Compass, whether it's about education, about, formulations, whether it's education about the farm, whether it's about a cool new product that we have. Make sure it's at least 3 times a week, because if people miss the other 2, they might see the third. You know what I'm saying? So you don't know when people are going to be plugging in, but if someone goes again back to your profile and checks you out and they see that you've been posting about it, they can at least see some of the posts that you've put out to them, because people are watching. People are always watching. So you have to meet them where they're at. And don't think, if I post about it, I'm going to come off salesy. The only reason why you would come off salesy is if you just say, this is a great product and here's my link, and you're not giving them a reason why they should buy it. Remember, we want to create value and tell them why they should buy it. Tell a story around the product, not necessarily just saying, oh, you need to have this product, because that's not going to be successful. And that's really, really salesy. Like, I wouldn't even do that. So definitely don't just say, here's a product and here, unless it's a new launch and then you're like, oh my God, this just launched, it's so exciting, here's why you should buy it. These are all the reasons, the benefits, right? We have those all on our product guides. Every single product guide that's in the resource library tells you why the customer should buy it. So copy and paste it. Copy and write benefits of taking the immune booster, benefits of utilizing CBD, benefits of our pain reduce cream, and then write out the benefits. And then if somebody wants to reach out to you, you can private message them your link, or you can post it in the comments, but only when people actually ask for it. You want to engage them in a conversation. You want to find out how and why they're going to use it so that you can give them one-on-one guidance. And then always make sure that you're starting with conversation starters. So when you are reaching out to someone new, get to know them on a personal level first. Do not bring up your business unless they ask you what you do. And if you are in an insurance company and you're not trying to sell them insurance, don't say I work in insurance and also I have this side business that I sort of run that's CBD. Go right for it. Say, my biggest passion is in CBD. I also have an insurance business, but I have seen the most life-changing results with my CBD business, and that's really something that I've been focusing on lately. Have you heard of it? Right? Because we're not engaged. I mean, if you had a business that could not be marketed on social media, then why share that? Why share the thing that you do that cannot be utilized by social media? So make sure that you're positioning yourself correctly. So when people say, hey, I'm blah, 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 where do you live? Oh, I live here. What do you do? Right? That's like the second question people ask typically, what do you do? So if you don't tell them, oh, I'm in the CBD business, how about you? Now you've just already thrown it into the conversation. You don't have to say anything else, because then they'll be like, oh, you know what? I read an article about CBD. I've kind of been wondering about it. Maybe I'll bring it up with her the next few times I talk to her. It might not be a conversation you have right now, but you got to get the conversation going. So when they ask you, what do you do? Don't be like, I sit around all day and drink coffee in a thong. Like, that's not going to sell you any CBD. Say, I work in the CBD business. How about you? Easy as that. Okay. And I literally wrote easy as that. Number 2, fast follow-up. I've been talking about this so much with our leaders, and one thing that people always ask me is, how do you get so many sales? And I jump the moment that the person reaches out to me, even if I'm busy, I will, unless I'm live, which is a totally different thing, but if I'm even in a meeting and somebody messages me, I will sometimes say, give me a second, and I'll say to that person, thank you so much for reaching out. I really appreciate it. I'm in a consult right now. Can I get back to you in 1 hour? And typically they'll say yes. But really important, it is very, 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 very important that you immediately engage in the conversation. You give them a schedule of when you're going to follow up with them, or you immediately engage with them, because so many people that are reaching out to us are already anxious about contacting us about CBD. They already have stress and discomfort and all of these things that are going on with them. So think about how long it probably hyped them up to reach out to you. right? They've been hyping themselves like, okay, I need to reach out to her. I need to reach out to her. I need to make a consult. I need to talk to her about CBD. And then they reach out to you and it's crickets. No, you need to like be on that. You need to be like, hey girl, what's going on? Or hey, I've been thinking about you too. How are things been? You know, like engage in the conversation, make it really friendly so that then they go, okay, I can talk to this. It's going to be so easy for me. It'll be fine. And then they tell you all the things that are going on and then you tell them how CBD can help. But don't keep people waiting. Do not keep people waiting. Number two, customers should always be touched throughout the process. So when you are doing an online order, don't just send your link. Ask them if they can schedule a time to go through the ordering process with you. And then they get their product and then say, hey, your product is going to be here on blah, 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 because sometimes we can track it. Sometimes we can say, hey, have you checked your tracking? When is your product going to be there? Awesome. It's going to be there on Tuesday. How about we do a call Wednesday morning and talk through the products again to make sure that we're setting you up for success. Make sure that you're doing those touches. And then for your follow-up, write this down. For a new customer, and this is going to sound crazy, but I'm telling you this is key to success in sales and to continue to build your pipeline and see your sales grow and grow and grow and get bigger and bigger. The first time your customer orders from you, you should be doing 1 to 2 times a week follow-up in the first month. So that should be 4 to 8 follow-ups within the first month. And that's why it's so important for you to write down and track all your stuff, because then you can say, oh my gosh, I need to follow up with her. She bought her kit on this day. I need to follow up her the first day she gets her product. And then I should probably follow up after about 3 or 4 days to see how it's going so far. And then the next week, same thing. Oh, you've been using it for a week. How are things going? Let's talk about your dosing. Where are you at right now? What kind of results are you getting? Because we don't expect people to have miracles right away, but they might have like a little change in sleep, a little stress change, something like that. And then we can say, oh, that's great. Your endocannabinoid system is activated. Let's stay on that dose, right? So then the second month, you should be following up with them about 1 time a week or every other week in the second month. And that's the same thing for the third month. So really the first month is like hand-holding extreme. The second and third month is touching in every week or every 2 weeks, because you want to make sure you're staying in front of the issues. If there is an issue with their bottle, if they're not taking it consistently, you can get ahead of it and re-educate them, because sometimes it takes people like 5, 6, 10, 20 times to hear something before it really clicks. And don't think that people will just get it right away. So make sure that you're hand-holding, because this is how customer service, this is how salespeople are successful, is customer service, checking in, and follow-ups. And then again, get the cell phone numbers of your customers, because messenger and email and things are not effective as much as a cell phone number, texting someone and calling them, and then scheduling it always. Number 3, new customers, setting them up for success. So I already said this, where customers should be touched. Create a process for yourself so that when you do get a new customer, you can walk them through what it is like to take CBD, how to dose it under their tongue. Do not follow the directions on the bottle. 1 dropper full is probably too much for you. Let's talk about microdosing. Let's talk about the low and slow method. Did you shake your bottle and then take your product? Are you holding it under your tongue for 2 minutes? And telling them why they need to hold it under their tongue and how many times a day they should be trying it, and how so much of it is experimentation. Some people will feel too relaxed to take it during the day, so they take it at night. And conversely, some people will have too much energy and focus to take it during the night, so they have to take it during the day. But all we're looking for is for an activation point. And so it is really, really important for you to figure out how you can create the most customer service and the most success with your first-time customers, because their first experience is going to build your entire organization. It's going to build your customer base. It's going to create an impression for them if they ever want to become an advocate. And I want to say this the nicest way possible. Please don't be lazy. Please don't be lazy. This is a business. This is a business that you should cherish and respect. And the fact that we get to do this business, right? That we get to do it, not that we have to do it, but that we get to do this business and change people's lives every day. Fill your day with respect for your new customers and make sure that they're having the best experience possible, that you're listening to them and you're getting their needs met. And you're always asking lots of questions. So does that sound good? So number 3, new customer experience. So number 1 was consistency. Number 2 is fast follow-up. And number 3 is setting up new customers for success. Okay. Number 4, know your product. This is really, really big because I have so many people that join this business and then they ask me like 7,000 questions. It is really important for you to be going through and educating yourself on all the products. And that doesn't mean that you have to watch a video or anything. I mean, we do have lots of videos on every single thing that we sell, but you can just go through the product guides and read about all of our products, how best to take them, what are they used for, what are the benefits, and kind of get familiar with all of the things that we sell. And if you need it, get one-on-one training with your team. I do one-on-ones like 4 times a day. Now I do this business full time, so I need to be doing one-on-ones with my customers and my sales team. It's really, really important to me for them to be successful. So if you're not already doing one-on-ones and doing some product knowledge, make sure you do that. Understand how the endocannabinoid system works. So I'm going to give you a super easy, like the easiest example of the endocannabinoid system. Number 1, CBD and THC are not what is making our body feel better. Our endocannabinoid system, once it's activated, is doing the work itself. Our body is healing us. Our body is regulating us. CBD and THC help activate it by doing the following. If you think of somebody who has to come in and clean your house, right? They can't clean your house in the dark. They have to turn on the lights, right? They have to turn on the lights in all of the rooms. If you've ever had a cleaning person at your house or seen somebody clean house, or you've actually cleaned someone's house, typically there's like a million lights on the house, right? Because you have to see every nook and cranny. The endocannabinoid system is basically the process of like, once it gets activated, it's turning on the light switches all over the house so that your body can see and communicate with what needs to be done. Does that make sense? That's literally all it is. It's a communication system that needs to be activated. So once somebody starts feeling better responses in sleep, they don't need to take more CBD because the body's going to continue to regulate and get better. So typically when you have somebody that's already getting pretty moderate or mild results, they should be staying on that dose until they need to step it up a notch for maybe a new healing process or protocol. But really, you're just looking for people to see the smallest changes. That means the endocannabinoid system is working. Does that make sense? Okay. What was I writing here? Keep a guide with you. Yes. This rooted in nature, which is RIN, R-I-N. Keep this with you at all times. If anybody ever asks you a question, what is CBD? Look what the first page says. You could copy and paste it or like literally read it verbatim to somebody who doesn't know about CBD. Look at right there. What's the difference between CBD and THC and hemp and marijuana? Oh my gosh, it says it on the first page. So if you have it with you and somebody asks you, you can be like, there it is. There's the answer. I don't necessarily know it, but here it is. Let's look at it together. Also, what is full spectrum and what is isolate? Right here, example. How the hemp plant works, what to look for in a quality CBD product. People go, why should I buy Green Compass? Here's why, right? Is CBD for you? What does it do? Oh, here it is, right here in the guide. So before even getting to the products, oh, look, we can talk about the farm. It is literally in your product guide. So instead of going right to here, this first 4 pages is the way that your customers and you will learn about this business. That is right there. The first 4 pages is all that you need to know. So keep these with you because they are gold. They are seriously gold. And then if you have somebody interested in the business, then pull out the Root Guide and be like, or the Root Magazine and say, here, learn all about the business, learn about some of our leaders, learn about how our business got started and our corporate team and everything like that, right? So these are gold. Carry them with you. Keep one in your purse at all times. Okay. And then about knowing your product, always keep a few testimonials on hand. So either save them in your notes, put them in your album of your phone, memorize them, but have like some pretty good general testimonies about maybe pain, maybe anxiety, and maybe one other thing. Like if you can cover those 3, like 2, anxiousness and pain are the 2 big ones, right? Or we should say stress and discomfort. But those are the two big things. So if you don't personally have a testimonial about that, learn somebody else's testimonial so that you can throw it out at the dime of a hat. Is that how you say it? Yes. Okay, ready? Number 5, connect, network, and share. This is a given. And for those of you that have big networks, you are golden already. For those of you that don't, you have to create a network. You have to start getting out there and meeting people. So learn what your customer needs by getting to know their background. What are they involved in? Are they involved in charities? What church do they go to? All of these things, because you can bridge the gap. As soon as they start having successes, you can think, oh my gosh, she's in this church group. Maybe I can get out in front of this church group. Or she is involved in car mechanics work. Maybe there's a bunch of people that need the reduce or soothe cream for their hands cramping and their knees and their back, right? So start getting those wheels turning about like what your customer is involved in and how you can bridge that, right? And you should be asking for referrals all the time. You get a success, you get that call or you get that text that says, oh my gosh, this stuff is golden. Boom, as soon as you get through, yay, I'm so excited for you, this is the best, right? Isn't it amazing? And then as soon as they tell you all of the things about how it's amazing, then you say, here's the thing. Can you imagine if more people felt this way, like what we could do? And then immediately ask them, think about 3 to 5 people that you know are suffering, and let's like put our heads together, and either you can sign them as an advocate because they have tons of people they want to help, or you can say, hey, if I can reach out to these 3 to 5 people and get them started, I'd love to gift you some bath bombs, or I'd love to gift you a calm roller. And keep track of who they're referring and the sales that go through, and then send them a thank you note. Thank you so much for this referral. I really appreciated you. Bob and Sally and Sue all bought for me, and here's a bath bomb as a thank you. You know what I mean? Like people love that. So always be asking referrals and then follow up with a thank you. Join online groups in local business development or charitable groups. If you are not involved in anything outside of your personal life, like your inner circle that's sitting at home, you need to get involved. You need to either get involved in a charitable group, a networking group, some sort of social group, something to get in front of other people. I'm involved in tons of stuff, so I don't need another thing to be involved in. But for those of you that are like, I don't have a lot of friends, I don't know a lot of people, get out and meet them. And it's really not that scary. Take your CBD, it'll lower your anxiety or your social discomfort, and get out there. And it's not going to be easy the first time, and it's not going to be easy the second time, and it's probably not going to be easy the third time either. But when you get out in front of people, it's going to be easier, and you're going to start seeing these rewards happen, and then you're going to be more and more excited about doing it again. And if you're afraid to do it in person, start online. Start meeting people in social groups. Find out someone that is interested in something that you like. And maybe it could be underwater basket weaving. I don't know what you like, but figure out what you like and then find other people that like it too. And then learn who they are and develop a relationship, and then tell them about CBD and how great it is. And you win some, you lose some, but it's okay, because guess what? You're still making friends. And on the Maslow hierarchy of needs, right? We need water and shelter and all these things. But the top of the pyramid of Maslow's hierarchy is we need human connection. That people literally, we are made as human beings to connect with others. It is part of our DNA. So make sure that you're doing that. And I know, I mean, I used to be so antisocial, but it feels really good to be around people that care about you. And they are out there. If you've got a lot of drama in your life, you need to cut those people out and find new people. Okay, so that's number 5, connect, network, and share. And number 6, about my general sales techniques, are get organized and be and act professional. And this is really, really key, because I have this amazing home office that I've created for myself. I turned it into like a therapy room. I have all of my products displayed. Like, I worked really, really hard over the past, I don't know, 6 or 7 months creating this space for myself so that I can be successful in my business. I have a separate place for me to go. And I know that that's not the case with everyone. You might have literally the edge of a couch to do your business, but get organized. Have a planner, have your phone, have a journal, have your pen out, have a computer or a tablet or whatever you need to do your business, and just make sure that you have a space set aside for yourself. And then if you have to have a salt lamp or some candles or something to make you feel good while you're doing your business, then that's okay. that is going to help you feel comfortable and move through your business. Also, in your phone, so these smartphones are so fantastic, right? They are basically mini computers. They're actually more powerful than computers were 10 years ago. You can do so much in this phone. So I'm going to show you something really quick. Okay, if you have an iPhone, right, you have a notes section, right? I have over 500 notes in my phone. I post, I write down ideas for posts. I write, things that I need to talk to people about. But the biggest thing that I do is I watch what other leaders are doing in other networking businesses and even in Green Compass. And I copy and paste what they're doing and I put it in my phone. And then I figure out how to reword it, because when I see other people's their successes, I want to duplicate that, right? I want to do what they're doing that is successful. So when you figure out what people are doing, put it in your notes. Every time you learn about something from Green Compass, put it in your notes. Every time you learn something new about cannabis, put it in your notes. Create a folder for yourself of notes so that when people ask you a question about Green Compass or about the products or anything, you can go just to your phone, copy and paste, and send off into a message. It makes it really easy for you to be quicker in your responses, because remember, follow-up is key and immediate response is key. So if you have everything saved in your notes already, it's going to be so much easier. Now, I don't expect you to have 500 notes tomorrow. This is like an ongoing 4-year, note-taking sessions of my, crazy brain, and also sitting in the bathtub. But this is going to be really, really helpful. And then also make an album in your phone for pictures. So every time I see Green Compass post something on Facebook, I save the picture, because these are professional photos that you can replicate and put on your page. And it makes it a lot easier to, like, hey, can you tell me about this product? And I can shoot them a picture of the product, and then I can tell them about the product. Another thing you can do is right click on any of the website, or like hold down the picture on your phone on your own website, and you can save the pictures and then create like a Green Compass album, and then just like literally go through all of the pictures of all the products and just save them to your phone. That way, when people ask you about it, you can just post a picture. Pictures, for some reason, they're like so visual. It really, really helps to put that in front of people so that they can make it more tangible, and versus sending them a link because they might not click on it. Does that make sense? Okay. All right, so here we go with part 2. Before I do that, I'm going to recap the sales tips. Number 1 is consistency. Number 2 is fast follow-up. Number 3 is new customers, setting them up for success. Number 4 is knowing your product, and that includes the endocannabinoid system. Number 5 is connect, network, and share. And number 6 is get organized and be and act professional. And I actually forgot to talk about the be professional part. Do not get in arguments with customers. Always treat this as a golden opportunity. So respect your business, respect your customers. Even if the customer or your advocate is your friend, always err to the professional side. Think about, if you were in front of a corporate boss or a CEO, would you act that way? And always make sure that you're coming off and acting and being professional. Professional clothing, make sure that you look professional. If you're doing a video about sitting in your backyard, you don't have to be professional. But if you're doing a video live or you're in front of someone, make sure that you put yourself together. I've seen a lot of people in network marketing just not respect their business by their outward looks. And first impressions do mean a lot. They really do. And make sure that your Facebook and your social media also look professional. You don't have to necessarily change yourself, but just err on the side of caution, because the more and more that you grow this business, the more people are going to be looking at you. So you want to make sure that you clean your act up. And let me tell you, I've gotten in trouble more times than I can count about, potty language, joking about things that are not appropriate, being, just ridiculous, and sharing silly stuff. Like, I know now that people are looking at me, so I have to keep it together. But I want to impart that on you, so that you don't have to get in trouble 5,000 times like I have my entire life. Just try to always think, if I was in front of a CEO, would I say that? If I was in front of my boss that could fire me, would I say that? Because we'll never fire you. Green Compass could close your account, but we're not firing you, right? So just respect your business, because people are watching. It always goes back to people are watching. Be and act professional. Don't get in arguments with people. Even don't get in arguments with your own team. Try to find a way to resolve the situation or the challenge and come up with a solution that's professional. Okay, I have another live at 5:30, so I have to hurry this up. Okay, let's talk about closing techniques, because so many people have come to me and said, I have trouble closing the sale, or people aren't buying from me. I talk to them and then I never get a sale. So like, what does that look like? Let's talk about it, okay? It's super easy. Number one, create value. Don't tell them you should buy this product because it's $89.95 and it's really great because it is. Like, that doesn't create any value. Make them realize the benefits of taking the product, where the product is sourced, so that they understand that the dollar sign next to it does equate that we have a quality product. There are not a lot of companies that give everything that Green Compass does. Like, there are just not businesses out there that provide the transparency and sourcing and true farm to family mentality that Green Compass has. So be providing value around that, but only provide value if they ask for it. You always want to provide value to a certain extent, but don't go too far. Don't keep blabbing about we're the top 5 selling and blah, blah, blah. Like, and I'll tell you why. So number one, always create value. Number two, get them talking and ask lots of questions. Because here's the thing, and I have this trouble too, it isn't about you. It is not about you, it is about them. The customer is your priority, and listening, you know, you've got 2 of these and 1 of these, right? Shut this and open these. And I seriously have, every single boss I've ever had has told me that. And every time that I'm told that, I'm like, okay, shut up and listen. I literally have a sticky note in front of me that says, shut up and listen. I have a problem with it. I love talking, and it's almost like an anxiety tick of mine. Like, the more nervous I am, the more I talk, which is good, because when I'm live, I can just talk free for what is it? Doesn't matter. Number 4, literally I wrote STFU. If you don't know what that means, it means shut up. Be quiet, let them talk. So number 2 is getting them talking and asking a lot of questions. And then number 3 is be quiet. Just let them keep talking. And if there's an awkward silence, then start talking again, but let them just keep telling you everything. You're almost like a therapist. Just let them freeload on you. Number 4, only care about solving their problem. If your conversation is not about solving their problem, then you don't need to talk about it. You don't have to tell them how we're USDA certified organic if they're not asking you questions around the quality of the product. They can find that on their own by going to the website. Focus on what they need. Find out their issues. And always ask yourself, if you have to write this on a sticky note, like write STFU, and then also write, is it about them? Are we talking about them? Are we asking questions about them? Are we bringing up information that is going to be pertinent to them? Always think that, is it about them? Is it about them? Is it about them? Because this will help you close your sale. Promise you 100%. Number 5, find challenges and objections up front. The really easy way to do this is to ask this exact question. Are you ready? And I'm going to give you 2 versions of it. Is there any reason why you wouldn't move forward with purchasing this Green Compass product? Right? That just puts it right out of the way. Is there any reason why you wouldn't purchase this Green Compass product today or this week? And then conversely, if they're an advocate, is there any reason why you wouldn't join Green Compass today? Let them answer the question and then just shut up. Let them give you the objections, because then once you know, you can get through it, or get them in a 3-way call with one of the leaders, or figure out how to overcome the objections so that you can continue the sales process moving forward. If there is a wrench in the mud, find it out early before you've gone through all of the work to get them onto the business or get them as a customer, and then boom, they can't even afford it this month. So figure out what the objections are up front. Number 6, understand the return on investment for choosing you and Green Compass. It is not so much about choosing CBD, because they are more invested in you and the relationship they have in you during the buying process. So this goes back to customer service. You should be focusing on making this the best experience of their life. And you need to be reminding them as they talk to you. Tell them how much you're invested in them and how much you care about getting this product in their hands or getting this business opportunity in their hands, because it's about them, right? Is it about you? No, it's about them. So always, always let them know that the return on their investment is working with you specifically, that is working with Green Compass, because Green Compass is a quality CBD company that they can make money with, or a quality CBD product that's going to change their lives, because that is an investment in you as the salesperson. People can go buy CBD wherever, right? You can go to the grocery store and buy whatever. But what if you had a salesperson that literally changed your life? Wouldn't you be more dedicated to them? You'd have an investment in them, because the salesperson is really who is driving the force. You have to make sure they're invested in you, and you have to invest in them, because it's all about them. Number 7, find out their timeline and schedule next steps. So if you ask the question, is there any reason why you wouldn't move forward with buying this Green Compass product? They say no. You say, great. So the next steps would be for us to schedule a time to walk you through the ordering process. And they say, oh, I can do this on my own. You say, I totally get that. And I'm sure that you're a whiz at the computer, but it's much easier if we do it together, because once you do it, it's so much easier to do it the second and third time. Then see and feel out how they respond to that. If they're like, no, dude, I can order it. I promise you I'm doing it right now. I'm literally on my computer right now. Okay. Then you say, fantastic. I look forward to seeing the email of your confirmation and your order, because you will know when they order it, and let them know you'll know. I'll know when you ordered. Great. I'll see the email come through on, on my phone, and I can't wait to get you started. Let's schedule a follow-up for the first day that you start. So if you order tonight, your shipment will go out tomorrow. You'll probably get it in the next 3 to 4 days, right? Depending on when they order it. So let's schedule for next Friday at 10 a.m. to go through the success in starting taking your CBD product. This really just nails them down. You want to, this is what business professionals do, right? You go and sell to a business and you schedule it next steps. You say, hey, let's put this on our calendar. You should be doing that with your business as well. So schedule, put it on your calendar, give them some opportunities, and then nail them down. Send them a calendar request. Make sure that you text them with, a follow-up saying, hey, I can't wait to talk to you tomorrow at 10 a.m. And just to remind them that you're going to have that. And that is why, again, it's so important to be tracking your work, because if you don't know what you're doing, then how are you going to be successful, right? Okay. And last but not least, because I have to get on this call, is SW cubed N. So literally write this down, SW with a 3, N, SWN, not Southwestern Energy, SWN. It means some will, some won't, so what next, right? Some will join the business or buy the product. Some won't join the product or buy the business, whatever. So what next? Don't get hung up in people's no's. You should be going for the no. So just write that down, SW cubed N. Some will, some won't. So what next? It's okay, because what is a no? Not a no forever, it's a no right now. There's not a lot of times that it's going to be no forever. So just keep plugging along, utilize these tips. I will write all of this out in a post and share it on this page. And I'm also going to save this and upload it to my YouTube later so that you can share it with your other advocates and your team members. I really, really appreciate you guys taking the time to listen to this. It was over an hour of training, but it was a lot of information. I want you guys to succeed in sales. This is a sales business. However you look at it, we are selling. You can look at it as a sharing business. You can look at it as a life-changing business. It is all of those things, but it's still sales. And so to be successful in your business, it's always good to learn really good techniques. These are industry standard techniques, whether you're in corporate sales or direct sales or network marketing or an entrepreneur, it doesn't matter. These still go, they are still what people utilize. So I really, really appreciate you guys. I will talk to you soon.